and then on the clarity side of things, because all the focuses are about clarity, right? I think as you were rolling this out, you reminded us all what we're doing here, right? We make $25 active sunglasses for anyone, and we get to put smiles on people's faces for a living.
Yeah, and I think, right, whether you're CEO of a company, a young entrepreneur, you run a small team, man, understand what it is you do and make sure that you are reintroducing that people. How are you motivating people? I am very aware we work for a sunglass company, which is super fun. And also, this concept of we exist to give you information beyond about yourself wasn't, wrapped up in a box and given to us. Operation Consumer Connect, we didn't just find on a street. We do constant work to try and repeat the important things here. And our ability to do them in a clever way keeps people more engaged, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And there's just something to, when you're working on something for a while, you kind of get lost in the weeds and maybe you just forget, like, why, what's the purpose here? Like, there's something really energizing about connecting to that purpose, right? And just reminding everyone what we're doing, why we're here, who we're doing it for.
Welcome to the Culture Goodr podcast, a behind-the-shades look at creating and changing culture inside of Goodr sunglasses.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Culture Goodr podcast. Shaun back here with Stephen Leese.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, all right. So we've been chatting about our brand focuses over the last couple episodes here and just the way that we approach things as a company. So we covered 2020 to 23. Now we're looking at the brand focus for 2024. Stephen, what is our brand focus for 2024?
Well, before I, drop the focus, there's a tagline I've been saying a lot over the past year, which is sunlight is the best disinfectant. So that is the origin of that is, man, transparency is so good, right? If you never tell a lie, you actually never have to remember what you said. So I love this idea. We're also a sunglass brand, and sunlight is the best disinfectant. Also, sunlight is the best energy source. It is the most powerful energy source in our universe. And so as I was thinking this through, right, we always want to create a thematic goal. And so the 2024 focus is shine the light. And we do a great job of this in a lot of ways of TWC. We shine a lot with our staff meeting about our culture. We do gold stars, gratitude looms. We do a lot of things where we shine a light on the people here. And to kick off this for 2024, I want to make sure we're also shining a light on our customers. And so we've rolled this out, and like everything, we start the ball rolling and we see where it goes.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so to get that ball rolling, we always have to associate a project or an initiative with our focus, right? So shine the light's the focus. You just listed a bunch of things that we're already kind of doing, but what's a big shift that will help connect us to our customers?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would be a garbage fucking leader if I just was just like, shine the light, pow, and just rolled away, right? I need to like contextualize what that means.
Yeah.
And so I have this reality, and when starting episode 85, we talked about the brand directive and talked a lot about our customers, and I had this reality that we need to be doing a better job, and I need to be doing a better job of making sure that we are connecting the people at our company with our customers. Mm-hmm. Because, hey, some of the people here get to see our customers all the time, but a lot of our jobs, right, Shaun? I mean, like you don't get to interact with our customers right? We all work at headquarters,
right?
And so I really wanted to have the ability for everybody here to understand how important our customers are, because at our core, we all get paid because we make product that our customers effing love. And it's important that we know who that customer is. And so when I rolled out Shine the Light, the very first initiative is Operation Consumer Connection. And that is, at its core, everybody at this company is going to interview one goodr customer, not their roommate, not their mom, somebody who has bought goodrs on their own. And there's 10 questions they ask them. They're going to interview a goodr customer and create a one-pager so that they can understand who our customer is and be able to tell stories about it.
Yeah, awesome. In that, there's like, when you're saying, like a customer that, it's not your roommate or your friend or whatever, I was thinking, yeah, I don't work with our customers that much, but I do see them all the time, run into people everywhere. It's like goodrs.
Yep.
And so that's kind of part of it too, right? Is just realizing that a lot of us are having those experiences, and those are the kind of stories that are fun to tell as well.
Oh, 100%. As I started doing the brand directive talk, and now I'm full into it, I had kind of had this idea. It was like a seed of an idea. And at first, I just started asking everybody at goodr. I kind of shared some handful of stories that I've had of customer interaction. And so I started asking people here, hey, well, I'm collecting stories of people interacting with customers at goodr. And specifically, the customer did not know you worked for the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And Mountain, who is our head of operations, he tells this story where a lot of people, I'm this way. I bet Shaun, you're the same way. If you see somebody out in the world and they're wearing goodrs, you'll just say nice sunglasses, and you say nice sunglasses, and you kind of see the response. And Mountain said, at a pool in Florida, at a beach in California, at a slope in Tahoe, and a golf course in the desert, I've said nice sunglasses to 4 different people that they did not know I worked at goodr, and I got a very similar reply, which is, oh my God, thank you so much. It's this brand goodr. They're so fun. They don't slip when you sweat. They don't bounce. They're $25. You should check them out. And Mountain has told the story, and what's funny is I have had the exact same experience dozens of times, and it just starts with this idea of nice sunglasses, and then you see what happens.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it happened to me the other day at brunch, walking with one of my friends. He runs into a group of his friends. They're all wearing goodrs. I'm like, hey, nice sunglasses. I'm pointing to mine, and it's like, oh my God, everybody's like trying to, just like, yeah, this and that. My boyfriend bought me this, and then he bought himself 2 pairs, and then he's like, oh, hey, he works at goodr. I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna be late for brunch, buddy.
Yeah. It is just a really cool thing. I mean, last year, 2 years ago, I was in Florida, and one day I was playing golf. A guy was wearing goodrs, and so I say nice sunglasses, and it's an awkward thing to be like, oh, by the way, I'm the CEO and co-founder. So usually I'll just say nice sunglasses and kind of see the response. But he talked about it for 2 hours, and so I'm like, well, now it's awkward if I don't explain who I am. So I'm like, well, funny thing, I gave him all the sunglasses I had in my golf bag, and then that happened. I see a guy at a bar. I'm like, nice sunglasses. He's like, $25. I'm like, God, that guy he likes the price. And then I see this other guy partying at a pool party. And it was just really funny. It was like 3 distinct things in a day in Florida where just say nice sunglasses and see what ensues.
Yeah, well, and like kind of each one of those contains like one of our 4 F's, right? Like someone might come in because they're affordable, or someone might come in because they're fashionable, but then there's other reasons to stay.
Yeah, it is cool. Like we, a couple episodes ago, Mike and I talked about this from a product standpoint. From the customer standpoint, it's very, very real. Where the guy that said, "Oh, $25," that guy, he's coming in through the affordability path.
Yep.
The guy who was partying with him on a pool party, he had like the neon flux ones. That guy's coming in for that's the fun. He's in for the fun, and it's really cool. And now I ask people, we do AMP reviews every trimester here. And so one question I'll kind of ask sometimes to the flock leader is, one of my questions du jour of this last trimester was, tell me about an interaction with the customer. Because I want everybody here to have the seed planted customer. And I just actually did one today. It was a late AMP. And Han tells me the story that I shared with the company, but she's on a run with Long Beach Run Club. And there's a guy wearing Cuckoo for Coconuts, which is a pair we dropped during the Tropical Optical line in 2021, I believe, and 2020. I forget now. And 2021. And the guy is going off on goodr for like 7 miles. And then at the very end, she's like, I guess I got to tell you, I work for the brand. In fact, I was in the photo shoot for those sunglasses. And he goes, oh, man, I thought you looked familiar.
That's awesome. Getting semi-famous out there, Han.
It's an important thing, man. I mean, we don't think about it as much as we need to, Shaun, but there are millions of customers at goodr that we make their day, right? Our mission is we exist to give you permission to be unabashed of yourself unless you're an asshole. And that is for our team and our customers. And I want everybody inside this building to take pride in that And, having everybody here do a consumer interview, I think is going to go a long way to making that happen.
Yeah, I would agree. And then on the clarity side of things, because all the focuses are about clarity, right? I think as you were rolling this out, you reminded us all what we're doing here, right? We make $25 active sunglasses for anyone, and we get to put smiles on people's faces for a living.
Yeah, and I think, right, whether you're CEO of a company, a young entrepreneur, you run a small team, man, understand what it is you do and make sure that you are reintroducing that people. How are you motivating people? I am very aware we work for a sunglass company, which is super fun. And also, this concept of we exist to give you information beyond about yourself wasn't, wrapped up in a box and given to us. Operation Consumer Connect, we didn't just find on a street. We do constant work to try and repeat the important things here. And our ability to do them in a clever way keeps people more engaged, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And there's just something to, when you're working on something for a while, you kind of get lost in the weeds and maybe you just forget, like, what's the purpose here? Like, there's something really energizing about connecting to that purpose, right? And just reminding everyone what we're doing, why we're here, who we're doing it for.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, Valentine's Day wasn't too long ago. Well, it will be by the time this goes live, but you can choose to just, I buy my partner this because it's Valentine's Day. Or you could be like, okay, why are you with this person? Do you love this person? Does this person mean a lot to you? Because don't make this seem like a chore. You should try to be doing this because you want to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. That's funny. For the past few years, it's been like I order the Gamble chocolates and the chocolate cherry cordials, and then make sure we go to dinner somewhere, and then pulled off all those things. And then this year, my wife's like, the chocolate cherry cordials are just not hitting like they used to. It's okay to drop that from the rotation. I'm like, okay, cool.
That's funny. Yeah, right. And also, you can sometimes drop things. That was important to us a while ago, and it's not anymore.
Yeah, it's not. It's like maybe keep the prefix menu thing on the list, but these cordials can head out the door.
But for anybody out there who's listening to this, man, your ability to understand who your customer is important. Your ability for your team to understand who the customer is important. I don't care if you're in operations, if you're in marketing, if you're on the HR team. We are all part of creating this for our customers. And so I want everybody here, to understand the importance of that. And so, yeah, I can't beat that drum enough. It's critically important.
Yeah, totally. Well, as you're always, rooting us in why, we have our ethos, right? Our aspiration, why we exist. We always start from that. And then this particular project, right? Operation Consumer Connection, that is how. How are we going to shine the light? How is our brand focus going to come to life? And this is one way of doing that, right? So gathering these stories and, I don't know how it's going to roll out. I'm sure you have some idea how to pull all this back in, but what is the picture there if you can paint it done?
Well, I have the 10 questions. I've done a handful of these interviews already where I've reached out. One of them was this woman, Margot, who works with my partner, Sarah. And so I started asking friends, hey, I'm thinking about doing this project. Does anybody know anybody who is a goodr customer? Like, you didn't introduce them to the brand, that they came to the brand on their own. And my partner Sarah goes, oh, this woman I started working with last year, Margot, goodr customer. Set up a call with her. Hey, Margot, she knows who I am. And I'm just going to ask 10 questions. And the first question is, what's the one word you use to think of goodr? What's one word you use when you think of the brand goodr? And she goes, oh, can I use 2 words? I go, absolutely. She said consumer conscious. And I just leaned in. I was like, go on. And she has no idea of Operation Consumer Connect, right? And she goes, first, can I tell you how I was introduced to the brand? Like, nothing would please me more. And she proceeds to tell me the story about how she had coffee with her friend in the end of 2021. And her friend was ranting and raving about the brand goodr, and that she went home and looked them up and saw that we had a shop in Abbot-Kinney because she lives here in LA. And then went and bought her first pair, and the staff was incredible, and the packaging was incredible, and the copy, and she's like, and the price point, she's like, my husband and my son, we all have goodrs, and it's very clear the quality for the price is amazing, and you're very consumer conscious,
Mhm.
and it's an overwhelming experience. And if you allow yourself to just listen to how much our customers love our product, it makes you feel really proud of what you do. And so I hope to capture just a slice of that story and feeling for everybody here, so that
Mhm.
when you're doing the work on a daily, you're like, oh, I got it. This is why we're here. Does it? So anyway, so yeah, I've done it. We are going to roll it out. We have a plan for it. How we're going to pull it all back in at a game day for the people who want to do it. We will have a select people share stories right through the lens of the 4Fs. We will create archetypes at this company for, we'll have over 150 stories. Everybody here will do it. And the dream is that we start saying like, oh, well, we're doing this for the Margot customer because they said they like X, Y, and Z. And
Mhm.
so we have put it out. Luckily, I have a team that's going to make it happen here. But man, if everybody here, if 80% of the people here, Shaun, just get a good story, it's a win.
Yeah.
And it will rubber stamp the importance of our customer.
Yeah, for sure. What just struck me, Stephen, as you were saying that, is like very origin story of the company related thing, right? Like at first you were just asking a whole bunch of runners, like, what would you want in a perfect running sunglass, right?
Yeah, that's right. And like the first customer stories were the people at the run club or the run group I was part of, NutriBullet. It was people that bought the goodrs out of the trunk of my car. And so it has evolved, right, to this thing where I will be in another country and say nice sunglasses to somebody on the other side of the planet. But man, it started at the core. The first 3 customers were Ben, Carey, and I, the co-founders, and then it evolved into the people in my run group, and then it evolved out into the world. And so one thing has never changed is that we are here because we make product that our customers effing love.
Yeah, I love that. All right. Well, so since this is in the context of a brand focus, just want to kind of bring us home to like what we're up to here, right? We're always shifting what these focuses are, but we're always looking into the future and trying to improve our vision, right? So one of the things that you rolled out with this last update was the idea of infinite vision. So can you just put some context around that and talk about how we are applying that as we move forward?
Yeah, I'll get us out of here with kind of this wrap up. As I was working on our ethos, so our origin, we're recklessly committed to fun, blah, 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 sunglasses. That was our reason for starting the brand. Our mission, we exist to give you permission to be unabashedly yourself, unless you're an asshole. And that's where we went from fun and authenticity. So our 2 core values are fun and authenticity. And then the last part of our ethos is our vision, right? This is our ambitious hope, where we want to be in the future. And at the core, anytime I talk to customers and they really start going off, this thing is very, very clear. And then we create accessibility to people. We give them access to have fun, escapism. We give them access to individuality, fashion. We give them access to being active, no slip, no bounce. And with our price point, we give people access, period, right? We create a really affordable product at a high price. That's something that I'm really proud of. And so as we were thinking about this, I'm like, really why we are here from the beginning, we are here for the customer. And so our ambassador's hope is really, we want to create connection and accessibility for as many customers as possible. We want as many people on this earth to have the permission to be unabashedly themselves, unless they're an asshole. and this is, I'll get us out here in this. The very first time I kind of saw this come to life was 2016 LA Marathon Expo. We would do the pitch like crazy, and maybe it's 2017. And everybody would walk up to the booth, they'd pull a pair of glasses off, they'd put on the black ones, and they'd be like, "Whiskey shots at Satan." Then they pull on donkey goggles, the orange ones, and they'd be like, yeah. And they would buy the wild colored ones because they wanted the wild color ones, but they didn't want to spend $100, but it's $25, and so they have access.
Yeah.
And as we look to the future, that is our infinite vision. So every year we will change our focus to whatever we need as a brand. But why we are here it doesn't change, right? We give people to be permission to be unabashedly yourselves, and we want to create that accessibility to as many people as possible, always. That is our customers and our team.
I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Stephen. Thanks everybody for listening. Until next time, be excellent to each other.